We're on lesson 5 of chapter 9, which is the volume of prisms and cylinders. First, we're going to use a formula to find the volume of a prism. Then we'll use a formula to find the volume of a cylinder. Then we'll find the volume of a composite figure. So today we're focusing on volume. The volume of a three-dimensional figure is the number of cubes that it can hold. When we were doing two-dimensional figures, we were seeing how many squares those could hold. Now that we have 3 dimensions, we want to see how many three-dimensional cubes it could fit inside its space. So literally, how much stuff can you fit into a figure? For example, we have this three-dimensional figure here. It's 6 spaces across, it's 7 spaces long. If we were just to focus on that bottom base here, that would be 42 total cubes. But you notice that there's a total of 3 of these piled up on each other. So we would need to multiply that 42 times 3, and that would give us our volume. And that fits well with our formula here. The formula for volume, V, of a prism or a cylinder, is the area of its base, B, times its height. So V for volume equals B for base times height. So whether that's a triangular prism or a rectangular prism or a cylinder, you need to find that base and then multiply it times the height, or the distance between the bases. So here we have to find the volume of each figure. We have a rectangular prism here, and with rectangular prisms you can make any of these the base. Since this looks pretty easy, I'm going to choose this to be the base. So the area of this base would be length times width, which would be 5 times 4. So the base equals 20. So for volume, it's the base times the height. So we have volume equals 20 times the height. And the height would be 9. So 20 times 9. 20 times 9 is 180. So the volume of this prism equals 180, we're going to say inches, but it's going to be inches cubed, or cubic inches, because we're finding out how many cubes can fit into this prism. Now we have a triangular prism. It's a triangular prism because we have 2 parallel triangles as the bases. So we need to find the area of the base, which would be a triangle, and multiply that times the height, which is the distance between the bases. The area of this triangle would be 5 times 9 divided by 2, length times width divided by 2. Well, 5 times 9 equals 45. 45 divided by 2 equals 22.5. So that's the area of the base. Now we can just multiply that times the height. So 22.5 times 10 for the height. Move that decimal over. So the volume equals 225. And that's going to be yards cubed, or cubic yards. Now we can find the volume of a cylinder. It says a can of grape juice has a diameter of 12 centimeters and a height of 16 centimeters. Find its volume to the nearest whole number. Use 3.14 for pi. So we use the same formula, volume equals base times height. Except now this circle will be our base, or this bottom circle as well. So the area of a circle is pi times radius squared. If the diameter is 12, the radius is half of that, so 6. So that would be pi times 6 squared. 6 squared is 36. So the area of our base is going to be pi times 36. 3.14 for pi times 36 gives us an answer of 113.04. So that's the area of our base, the area of this circle. Since that's the area of the base, we can multiply that times the height. So volume equals 113.04 times 16. And that gives us an answer of 1,808.64. Then our answer is in cubic centimeters. If we round to the nearest whole number, then our answer would become 1809, because the 6 makes us round that up, and that would be centimeters cubed. Now we need to find the volume of a composite figure. It says find the volume of this figure to the nearest tenth. Use 3.14 for pi. It's a composite figure because I have a triangular prism here, and I have a cylinder here. So we could find the area of either one first and then add them together. So first, if we do this cylinder, well, the base of this cylinder has a radius of 5 inches. So we have pi times r squared. So it would be pi times 5 squared, which is 25. pi times 25 is 78.5, so that's the area of the base. Multiply that by the distance between the bases, which would be 8. That's going to give us an answer of 628. So the cylinder equals 628 inches cubed. Now we need to find the area of this triangular prism. These are the bases for the triangular prism, the front and the back. So we could find the area of this base and multiply times the length between the bases, or the height. So the area of this base, it's 13 across, it's 20 up and down. So we do the length times the width of this triangle divided by 2. 13 times 20 equals 260. Divide that by 2, that equals 130. Now that we found the area of the base, we can multiply that times the height. So 130 times 7, that gives us an answer of 910, and that's going to be inches cubed as well. So now we found the volume of the cylinder, and we found the volume of the triangular prism. We can add those together to get our total amount. 910 plus 628 equals 1538 inches cubed. And this would be the total volume of this composite figure.